Prime Minister Najib Razak has called for greater involvement from the business community in terms of leading the charge toward an integrated ASEAN economy. The Premier spoke about plans for the Asean Economic Community, or AEC, at the CAP10 Asean CEO Summit here in Kuala Lumpur.
The leadership, yes, must not only rest with the government, but also with the business community. They must also show leadership.
But government leadership was at the receiving end of criticisms during a panel discussion titled Dynamics of Competitive Cooperation.
The current set of leaders of ASEAN don't seem to show the same level of commitment to ASEAN as the previous generations did. And at the same time, because our political systems are all changing, we've gone from an era where you had very strong, decisive leaders who make decisions and move their countries forward, to a greater democratization of our societies, and our leaders have become more internally preoccupied, taking care of their internal democratic challenges.
Former Indonesian Minister of Trade, Gita Wirjawan, said that while there seems to be less decisiveness from the top, there is also a disconnect between policy making and what the business community aspires to.
This could be by way of perhaps the disconnect between the policy-making thinking and the business community thinking and doing, but also by way of what we're seeing in terms of the democratization that Kishore has referred to. Sometimes people, when they're in the government, they tend to have to be sounding a little more nationalistic than ever, a little more nationalistic than the other guys, and that causes a bit of a dissonance to the business community. On top of the fact that when this gate opens up, I think it's going to create a bit of a situation that some may not be prepared for. And I think that's going to require a lot of patience and recognition of the long-term benefits of ASEAN.
That said, who then will take up the mantle of leadership if we are to attain our goal of an integrated ASEAN economy?
If you're going to have a situation where you've relied on top-down leadership and the top-down doesn't come and the bottom-up is not ready, then frankly, it's time for the business community to take over the ownership of ASEAN.
He added that the ASEAN mindset has yet to translate downward from our leaders to the Southeast Asian people. With the AEC expected to take off at the end of the year, there is still little clarity about what it means for the man on the street. Janice Tien, the HTV.